Okay. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. We're gonna speed run on Give Me God of War. Jumping right into it. I have a Let's Play on the channel if you want to watch that, where I let all the cutscenes play out. But that's not what this is. We want to go fast.
I hope Fenrir got some sleep. Maybe he'll be ready to eat when we get home.
He is quite sick, Atreus.
I know, but he was a little better yesterday. Until he wasn't. If he keeps eating, I'm not giving up on him.
Yeah, one thing I do hope they add is like a wave feature in Muspelheim, or a boss rush, an actual boss rush.
It is her. The state is not far. Get ready.
She wouldn't give up that easy, would she?
So you don't have to, and I'll just be dropping little tips that I've picked up. It doesn't matter if you take damage on these rocks, you won't die.
There she is!
You have to hit these specific things, but aside from that, you don't even need to touch the controller during all of this. Oh yeah, I love that they let us keep the gate every time. So sick.
The trees! They're coming down! That was too close. She's coming around again!
Fight through.
I'm losing my grip here! Father!
I have you. Hold tight. Protection stave is near.
So, once this section runs out, we're forced to...
Oh no!
I should have, unfortunately, I should have probably gone back and made my New Game Plus file start with the Zeus armor equipped right from the jump, but so it goes. Either way, the plan will be to, after Fenrir scene, I can change the armor, rather than dream sequence. I can change the armor and I'll change into the Zeus set, which will do the most damage, the easiest way to do the most damage, as opposed to like having to pop the Berserker piece. There is a way in DLC to get over 1,000 strength. I don't know that 1,000 strength is better than the Zeus set. That's an interesting.
We're through for Stave.
That'd be an interesting thing to figure out.
Let us go home.
It's Becky. Ivana. Up.
Oh, what's up, dude? Yeah, she starts with her new armor too. How you doing, Cogdog? Appreciate you being here.
I did not wish you to.
I keep hoping she'll let it go. You saved her life.
I killed her son.
So I beat GNA and
Yeah.
the King on New Game Plus, No Mercy. And so I figured I would jump into the Gimme God of War armor with the new Zeus armor that you get at the end of the game. I also got the new Berserker armor skin, which is like really cool and it glows, but the waist doesn't change, which is unfortunate because I really hoped to use the waist with, which I still probably will do, is use the waist and the arms with the bear set. Oh, so with the Zeus armor, essentially you do like 80% more damage.
I got it.
But you take like 300% more damage. But it's kind of perfect for Gimme God of War anyway, because you can't really take more than 2 hits from any enemy in Gimme God of War mode. So if you can just take a flat damage buff for it, it works out quite nice. So in this early game, I played a little bit. You will be absolutely shredding through the process. It's kind of fucking insane. But what I sent was essentially with the Zeus armor on, you can the Huntress, that first like deer boss fight, when she grabs you, you have to press X to hold out of it. Well, when you get out of it, he does an automatic punch to her and then a second punch, and in those 2 punches you take about 90% of her health out. And then when I used the relic, even though it isn't a damaging relic, it still did the rest of the damage needed to beat her. So I ended up beating her without throwing an actual attack, which I just found super funny. Yeah, there's a couple things that New Game Plus really could have benefited from that I think would have been really nice, which is a boss rush mode. Yeah, it was wild. I was so surprised that I was like, oh, the fight's over. Okay.
Very well, Grumps.
Deborah, what you doing here?
Fresh kill.
God, I forget her name in Daredevil. Sadly, she's not coming back.
Tell me your thoughts.
Her and Foggy did not get picked up to return.
It is the natural order of things.
Your words are misguided. Shh. Approach slowly. It's okay, little one. We want to help. Don't we? No.
So, yeah, it's Karen Page. You're right.
The sick wolf we found beyond our stave.
They already confirmed that they're not in it. Now, they might surprise people, you know, and turn things around. But it is surprising to me, at the very least, and this is going to sound bad, but it shouldn't, that Foggy isn't returning because they had great chemistry and he was really well received. Karen, even though I think she did a great job, I think the character is a little bit wonky at times, but I think she did a great job as her. She got a lot of flack online. I wonder why.
Who are we to hide and do nothing?
We are not hiding.
Okay.
Gonna make me pick that one up? Good boy.
Dude, have you seen the video of people tackling the arenas update in Sifu? Absolutely mental. See, like, I think, again, like, I like the Daredevil comics, and the She-Hulk Daredevil is accurate to many of the comics. Like, he is this dude that just gets laid, he's really snarky in court, and they make fun of him occasionally. It's only in, like, very specific ones that are insanely popular, where it's really grimdark the whole time. And they kind of did those already, so most of the stuff they have left that hasn't been adapted is the more lighthearted, like, back and forth energy of it. Now, I hope they do strike a more serious tone, but I don't necessarily mind what that was. I didn't like She-Hulk very much, but that's just because it's not for me. I didn't like the procedural lawyer thing. Yeah, but Sifu got a new update, where it's like an arena mode, and they have different, like, This is on Give Me God of War, by the way. So each one of them takes about 2 hits.
What? Raiders?
They should not be this close.
We should check on the protection stave. There's a tree up ahead, yeah?
Oh. But yeah, the Sifu update, it's really interesting, is that it has, like, different scenarios, and one of the scenarios... Oh. Armor. I'm not even wearing...
It's broken.
Explains our trespassers. What happened here?
Alright, oh, I did not show you this.
Any idea what could have made the lad wander off?
We argued. He
Watch.
accuses me of hiding from Odin.
Only sensible to keep a low profile after killing 3 of his kin.
The reckoning will come.
But yeah, one of the combat scenarios in Sifu is that you're like Neo with Agent Smiths, with a bunch of Agent Smiths. It's pretty
Just because
funny.
the giants had you dead on some wall full of otherwise accurate predictions.
I do not believe in prophecies.
Well,
Yeah, true.
good.
He do be getting around. That's just the way it is. I hate the suit. No matter what, I'm mixed on a lot of things, but I fucking hate the suit. It's absolutely ridiculous.
All right, where's that trail gone? Raider, left side!
Too many for a scouting party. They must have a camp nearby.
Yeah, the gold suit sucked. Like, I get that it's very comic accurate, but that does not make it worth doing. It looked like shit. It looked like shit. It looked like piss. Literally like piss.
Are these the raiders you rescued the wolves from?
No. They have not been here long.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The trail goes through here. Leads deeper in.
There will be more. Atreus, are you here?
I wonder if the fastest build, and there's a few different ways to do this, because the Zeus build also makes you stronger with ranged attacks, and I wonder if a pure ranged build would be faster.
You think the bear was chasing Atreus?
Well, just as likely the bear was hurt and Atreus was chasing it to help. You know the lad.
Atreus, where are you?
Well, we found the bear, or he found us. Here it comes!
Okay. Just absolutely crushing. The early game is really like almost a non-issue, even when I'm not wearing the armor. You're just like too high leveled. You're level. I'm starting from New Game Plus, so Dude, I'm so sorry, son. It didn't need to be this way. Damn. That was a fight, dude. And this is without a full Zeus set. I should probably just wear the full Zeus set. Oh, I forgot I can skip the cutscene. Yeah, this is the actual God of War mode, right? Sorry. Style is too important to me, even on a speedrun. In future ones, I'll just start with it. I'll start with it all correct. Yeah, even though I had full health, it's like, oh yeah, you took a bunch of damage in the cutscene, so you have a red health bar now. Sorry.
This way.
So, are we going to discuss the boy becoming a bear?
Yeah. Are we?
Not now.
He said, are we going to talk about you becoming a bear?
What happened
Later.
at the protection stave?
It's totally natural, boy. It happens to everyone.
Well, tell you,
Your body's going through changes, you see. Okay, let's go.
say the word, Father.
So, lad, besides your gift of language and hearing,
It's funny, yeah, this definitely feels like an actual God of War mode, where I'm the God of War, so these fucking human beings, these literal raider people, get absolutely shithoused from the slightest touch.
What's with all the blood?
Yours, Atreus.
Seriously?
that or any prey you might have been dragging.
Alright,
I
come on.
suppose.
Not sure that makes me feel.
Storms are coming.
Storm's coming.
We are almost home.
Raider, left flank. Fire from above.
Wow. A lot of those guys.
It's been like
Dang.
this all
So
night.
they're gonna start me in this boss fight without a full health bar, because they didn't give me enough health to it didn't give me enough health to
Sometimes I really wish
get back to
Jason
full.
still
So
worked.
it's gonna start me at this Thor
They
boss
say
fight,
Fimbulwinter
basically.
affects all realms, lad.
At what does that look like? Does that look like 75% health to you?
Hey, Sparna, you're not scared. You're a brave girl. Good. Brave girl. That's right.
He's good with them. No surprise, really.
Specky. You okay?
Atreus!
Okay.
I'm just checking on.
Too bad.
Yes, sir.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to deal with it. Unless one of these things pops out. Nope. Alright. Last one. No, that's it. Alright. Done deal. I guess let's go.
That was entirely too eventful. What?
They don't. I started one just to see. The early game was like before I started the stream, and it does not. We'll find out here, but from what I remember, it didn't start me with full health. Last time. Someone said on Reddit, and I can't believe I never thought of it, but it would have been nice if Thor also got the option to keep his cape on, because he has a pretty neat cape in this early scene.
Now show me this god killer I've heard so much about.
Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention. Alright. Okay, now I get full health.
You insult me holding back like this.
Okay.
You know my past.
The ghost of Sparta thing. Yeah.
Then you know what I'm capable of.
Show me. Now we gotta fight. Look at you trying to remember your old moves.
Okay. Yeah, with the Zeus set, you just kind of melt through them. And I can't skip any cutscenes during the fight.
Sorry about your statue, Tyr, you preacher. If you're not fighting dirty, you're not fighting, right?
I did not seek that fight with your brother.
I don't care. Was it luck? Did my son die to blind?
Yeah, so I can take... I don't know how much health I have right now. Still in the cutscene.
You think you can come here, become a
Yeah, I only need to hit him like a couple of times, and it doesn't actually make your runic attacks stronger, it only makes your physical attacks stronger. But it's a set with a really high runic level on its own, so it just does naturally make your runic pretty strong.
Oh no. I say when we're
But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna do it yet, I'm gonna pop the Hofoot in the final stage.
How were you ever a god of war?
Yeah, I think that's funny every single time. But he didn't, I don't think he even like really like had clocked it yet that it would come back exactly where he was, but it is really funny. And he doesn't like wallow in it. He immediately moves on, right? But like, oh, he gets immediately fucking killed, but yeah, just fucking hilarious like, oh, that was not the smartest thing, Kratos. You're usually pretty fucking good.
This feels familiar.
What?
Don't matter. Let me see the monster
Okay. Yeah, see, this is the last break in the fight. After this, I can,
I can give a hot shit about your fatherly advice. I want to see the god of war.
Oh no, I thought I would be able to get out in time. Yeah, it's crazy how when you get it going, it becomes immediately better. Hold on, I gotta close my window.
Even this lesser version of you, but I am not my sons. And your boy, Allfather, has plans for him. There he is.
Sorry about that.
Told you he'd make it.
Kratos, it's Sindri and Brock. That was quite a fight. Can we?
Oh, now! Odin is with Atreus.
Oh no. I'll go get a gateway ready.
Come on then. Ain't a long walk. Well, good to see you making new friends.
Okay.
Ain't that me old there pack a punch? You know we made that happen, right?
You have mentioned it.
Wasn't ever sure you were listening. At least it was good to see the axe hold their own. Kind of the point after all.
Come on.
All set. This'll get you home.
Dude, the armor looks so sick. I wish that the waist glowed like the arms. This is actually the flawless waist. All right, man. See you later. Really appreciate you being here. Good lifting. Pray to the iron gods.
You got another place to lay your head tonight? And I don't mean that talking.
They will not abandon my home.
Oh yeah? And what's to stop the all-fucker from spying on you? Or raven pecking your house to splinters while you're asleep in it? Nothing. That's wrong. You go get your boy, and I'll speak to a certain someone about putting you up at his place in a pinch.
Okay. And I'm sure I'm not, like, being optimal. Oh, gotta put this back.
Are you? Where are we going?
The old temple on the Wildwood.
Why?
It'll be easier to explain once we're there.
Godot didn't say anything else while you were outside.
Yeah. He said he doesn't care about Jotunheim anymore. That the giants can keep their secrets. He's averted Ragnarok his own way. You think he knows all the giants are dead?
I'm more concerned that it no longer matters to him. What's he up to?
Almost to the bridge.
Okay.
Oh, his and there's even another path to the temple.
Why did he come out this way alone, lad?
I had dreams. Following me here.
was that?
Something strong and dangerous. Be on guard.
Okay.
Remember when I said there was someone who might help us get answers about the giants and Loki?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead.
Well, for a dead man,
Quiet.
see.
I hear something.
Well, they return from the dead rather swiftly, don't they?
Okay.
That pillar wasn't in the way last time I came. Like I was saying, Tyr was an ally to the giant, so he'd be on our side if we find him. And if anyone might know who I'm supposed to be, it's him. If he's out there, we've gotta find him. How can we not?
Those are many ifs, Atreus. What do you know?
You'll see soon.
What do you think?
Can't imagine what the lad's found. But he says he has evidence.
Making pretty good time right
Come
now,
this
if I'm
far.
being
Let's
honest.
see it.
Many dead here.
We should keep moving.
Too late.
Father, use your blades! Burn them! Nice! Be hit hard!
Do not worry about me. Isn't it nice how Fimbulwinter wore down all the helpful magic we acquired? Yet somehow new terrors only flourish. As if on cue.
Climb.
On it.
Ah, he has gotten rather good at that. Yet another grisly scene. I've seen my share of bloodshed. But this
Okay,
is
so
an
this is
awful lot
crazy.
for
Watch
one
this.
more. Brother!
She gets killed from literally just my my non-damaging attacks and the cutscene damage. Freaking hilarious.
Father, the shield Mom gave you.
Thor damaged it. But now,
Perhaps the dwarves could take a look at it.
perhaps, later. Why are we here, Atreus?
Okay. You remember all those shrines we found, telling the stories of giants? How the panel on the left would be their origin, and the panel on the right would be their fate?
Yes, we found many. I have seen them.
Well, there's more to them than we realized. Well, the collapsed pillar is new, but the shrine is just on the other side. That should help. There we go. Come on.
What is this, lad? Where are we?
Somewhere only giants were meant to see. These shrines tell their stories to the world. But it turns out the real stories, the secret stories, those they kept here, inside. You remember the story of Skull and Hati? The wolf giants?
Hey, what's up, Temp?
Odin captured them because he thinks it'll help him control when Ragnarok
Yeah.
starts.
I remember.
You know what?
That's
You
not
should
the
look it
whole
up and
story.
let me know, because
See,
I
shows the giants
kind of
setting
just took
Skull
it
and Hati
for
free.
sure. Centaurs
this
sound
the
like they
past
would
or
be
the
within
future?
like that
Depends when you're
mythology, but I mean, like the more interesting thing is like, why is Jormungandr
The wolves
part
are
of
safe.
Norse mythology?
Somewhere in Vanaheim.
Like
Not the
they
first
didn't
place
have
Odin would look, I
snakes.
suppose.
They just didn't have snakes.
There they
Like,
are, chasing the sun and moon.
Old
granted,
habits.
we only know of Norse
Until,
mythology
look, the moon
literally
meets the
from
moon.
writings that date
Somehow,
100 years after Christianity came into the
Hati's got
area.
nothing to chase.
So it's all kind of
And they
tainted.
say celestial
You know what I
thefts are
mean?
victimless crime.
Not totally sure who this is, but someone comes along and rescues the moon. And then the moon blocks out the sun.
A total eclipse. I haven't seen one of those in 100 winters.
But then they chase an arrow, and things go back to normal.
What does any of this have to do
We're
with...
coming to that. Look, here's Ragnarok. Do you see who's leading the armies against Odin? That's Tyr. If he's gonna be around at Ragnarok, that means he's gotta be alive. Right?
Ymir, can this be?
Odin told me he killed Tyr, and he trusted me at the time, or so I thought.
What if he didn't kill him? What if he's just had him locked up somewhere all this time?
We are back to ifs. Enough.
Wait,
We are going home.
wait! I have one more thing to show you. It's just out here.
What is this?
Everything I found. Well, almost everything. This way.
Lad, even if we consider looking for Tyr, how do you have us getting to Svartalfheim? You know Odin's had all travel between realms locked up tight.
Sindri said he had an idea or two about that.
Sindri is full of ideas.
Remember when we fought our first troll out this way?
I remember you lot.
Tread carefully, mother. Danger.
You okay fighting without a shield?
It's not my first time.
Phew. Almost home.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just how it is. Like, there's some religions and mythologies over the world that, you know, presumably, like, lots of stuff.
Obedience.
There is, like, noticeably stuff that has independently developed similar mythologies and stuff like that. And that's because, like, you know, lots of cultures prayed to the earth and the sun, so it makes sense that they would find
If we could find
some
a
sort
way
of
to
story to
overrun
tell
Bravo
within those
Starfall,
frameworks.
bet there'd be all sorts of useful equipment for us to.
Enough. We will go.
Really?
But if we do not find Tyr, you will abandon your search.
Over here! Sindri!
As I live and breathe, is that Atreus? It's been so long.
Yo,
How
what's
you
up, Shadow
grown.
Dan, the man?
Oh, yeah.
It is the Birdman
well, if you'll follow
himself.
me, Brock mentioned you need somewhere safe to spend the night, and I believe your favorite dwarves can help you out with that. We're still your favorite
Let
dwarves.
me in.
You're still the only dwarves
Let
we know.
me in.
I'll take it.
How are you doing?
my friends?
Where are we going?
The cleanest cabin in all the 9 realms, and I'd prefer it to stay that way. Not looking at anyone in particular. Wait. After that Thor incident, we thought we should make up some runes until you can figure out your next moves. Nearly there.
Nice.
As you can see, we've settled here in the realm between realms. It's
Great
nothing
reveal
much,
every
but
time.
it's safe from Fimbulwinter, safe from Odin's eyes.
Love to see it.
And you really can't beat the view if you're into shimmering
So,
gray void.
I'm wearing the Zeus set, so even though I'm on Give Me God of War mode, which I should probably put in the display. Is this something I do in here?
Scream.
No? Okay. How do I do it? There it is. I'm like,
Plan to talk to
what
you
is
about
the...
it, actually.
Yeah, see, I want to have that...
Intriguing.
Oh, of course, my face is blocking it.
Come in. Come in.
So, I guess
Now,
I'll put
if you
myself...
would just wipe your feet
in the
very
top.
thoroughly, I'll wait. You're not gonna wipe your feet, are you? Okay then. Your bedrooms are there. The kitchen is just over there. Anybody need a snack? Kratos? Snack?
I do not need a snack.
What we need is your help getting to Svartalfheim so we can try and rescue Tyr.
To Tyr. Alive? I mean, that's... What?
It's okay. I told him everything.
Everything?
You aided my son in disobeying me.
No, I kept an eye on him. On your behalf. Nothing risky. Everything very safe. Somebody else speak.
What's important right now is that we try and open up travel between realms again. You said you know a way?
Yes, I do. It's just a lot of mud.
And why haven't you opened the way already, man?
Well, to be
I guess
frank,
I'll
there
put it
was
up there.
something
Oh, and
we
it's not
needed
showing in
your help
cutscenes,
with.
so... Oh, thanks for the follow, Shadow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wonder if that would be pretty strong. Alright.
Found some items you
I'm
left
good right now.
behind, tossed them in the chest. What would you do without them?
I'm gonna go look around.
I need to figure out how to do alerts.
Sindri,
I
when you're
swear
ready.
I've set them like 3 different times, and every time I try, it just, no matter what, no one ever gets to see their name pop up
Finding everything all right, I hope?
with a little message, but I try to acknowledge it every time.
You'll just need something from back at the workshop. Follow me, and be sure to bring the head. So, where exactly is Tyr being held?
He's imprisoned in a mine somewhere. That's all we know so far.
The realm is full of mines, you realize. You'll need help narrowing it down. Oh, you should talk to Durlin.
Who's Darlin?
Dude, imagine
He's a
if
cousin
the
of ours,
bear armor
sort of.
had a
Works for the city on
pauldron,
safety issues.
like the
Should
shoulder
have access to
pauldron,
all
except
kinds
that
of
shoulder
information on
pauldron was
mines.
like the head
I
of
know,
a bear.
he's no friend of Odin.
I wonder if there's
That's why
concept
your
art
mother
with
sought
that. It
his
seems
help
like
when she
something
was
that
trying
would
to whip up a
visually be really cool,
Ready?
but I'd also
yeah.
be like, oh, sad.
know
Like,
about
obviously it's already like, that's clearly an
Well,
animal. At least they're using it, you know,
Sounds like exactly what we need.
and not letting
think
it go
he
to
was
waste.
the-
But
Ta-da! Well,
in fact, that's
never
the
mind.
description when you look up the armor. Oh. Armor crafted from the remains of a formidable meal.
I'll have this oiled up in no time. Meet you at the
Okay.
gateway outside.
Meet you outside.
Atreus.
All right. See you out there, Sindri. You hear that?
We'll just need the Bifrost in the head. Brock, do the touching.
Oh, this would be the part requiring my
Okay.
assistance then.
You said it. This device here has been crafted to your measurements. It'll help you get a better look at the problem with those
Right.
Bifrost eyes of yours.
So I
And I
can't
think
control this thing
part of
somehow
that, I
then.
mean, there has to be a lot of this is that there is trade, you know, from place to place.
In your eyes.
There are central places of trade that occurred, but yeah, like, in Scandinavia, it seems especially strange because they did not have a lot of
Open.
proximity to,
Hoping not to use the eyelid.
because they didn't have a lot of proximity to snakes.
That's it.
Dude,
That's
you know
it.
what? I
Good.
put it like that,
Now,
but this is
Release.
very obviously the best corner to
Go
put this in.
unpleasant.
that's our cue. Come on, hurry.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Grassfolk of eggs, man. What was that for?
You'll see soon enough. Just
Yeah,
there.
because
That
ain't
should
nobody
do it.
care about Atreus's cooldowns.
See?
I'm the one
No
who needs to
permanent
see it.
I'll show you permanent damage, you wee fuck. Kratos, throw me at him. Horns first.
Guess you takes a joke, you old goat.
Yeah, I do think snakes probably scare people. But yeah, Scandinavia, there's just no snakes. But everywhere else, they have snakes in large quantities. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me. But in Scandinavia, they operated with what? They were raiding places all over that area. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me either
Okay.
that,
I'll figure something out, but first, come on. Let me show you how it works.
it doesn't necessarily surprise me either that they came into it, I guess. But yeah, just like very strange. Lots of shared mythologies. Obviously, lots of elemental ones are shared. Lots of, you know, it is one of those things that they know, like, lots of societies, like agrarian societies have more natural gods versus like wartime wartime cultures have quite brutal gods. Like, there's a reason that from what we know of them, the Norse gods were depicted as being quite brutal.
I suppose he might have completely changed, but in my experience,
Did you want to come with us?
oh, I might drop in, but the wetlands are moist, and the Grim are everywhere. Hostile, slimy, foul-smelling creatures. But good luck.
Thanks. Wait, what?
I said good luck.
Whoa. Do you feel that?
What's that, lad?
Anything. Everything. It's warm.
One less feathery spy.
We can probably use the boat. If I can just get it free.
Careful, lad.
Why are these things so fast?
Right side.
Okay.
We're already off to a lively start.
Atreus, you dropped your guard.
I got
But like
boat
at the
free, though.
time, apparently, that they really wouldn't have had contact because of the how cold it was. That they wouldn't really have been dealing with snakes on a regular basis,
Still
I
can't
figure.
believe Mom led a whole rebellion here against Odin and never talked about it.
The fact that it didn't go well might have come.
The one venomous one, though, clearly became their Jormungandr.
It's her business.
Did you ever ask?
Eyes on the water. There are resources.
Yeah, you know, is Aztecs the one that has Quetzalcoatl?
If you never asked Mom about what she used to do, what did you talk about when you met? Like, did you just say,
Woman, God,
The serpent god, right?
fish in the river, and then leave for 5 days?
No. Your mother was
Have you
far
guys
better
heard
than
of a
she
series called The Immortal Tales of Nicholas Flamel? And the first book of the series is called The
So these
Alchemist.
are wetlands, huh? Pretty accurate.
It is a bog.
The smell is making my eyes burn.
You know, it is a fair bit more potent than when I last visited, now that you mention it.
But it's an interesting book series. Right, exactly. And like stuff like, obviously, childbirth was a very like scary process, still is. But so it makes sense that there would be lots of gods based on the fertility and
Friend to the giant.
caregiving. Like
I wonder if
a
you
lot
and
of these
Mom
things,
ever
they just
met.
make sense. Like
If he was a part of the rebellion here.
It's certainly possible.
we find
The
comfort
God
in
of
those
War often
things
advocated for the
still.
giants, although I don't recall if he ever declared allegiance outright. Nasty hit. You all right, brother?
Okay, there's gotta be some way to turn the wheel up here.
Kukulkan, which is where they got the name for Namor's kind of
The ground.
Is that an earthquake?
part in Wakanda Forever. I don't know if the comic books ever touched on this version of a Namor. He's quite different, it seems like, from the comics.
Because it's so warm.
I mean, he's definitely different from most iterations that I've seen in the comics. I don't know
Different in Svartalfheim?
how steeped in that Mesoamerican mythology it is.
Weird that Thimble winter doesn't always make it winter.
In Midgard it does,
That's cool.
but as you can see, the effects here appear far more gaseous in nature. Observe the geysers. Observe the aforementioned aroma. These effects were present before in some form, but now there's new extremity to them.
I can't tell which stat went up. I don't have the one that shows which stats are happening on the page because it's a lot of clutter at up to a certain point. All right. There it is.
Behind you! Look out!
They cap those geysers? I think we need to get that wheel moving, but the water doesn't reach.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out quite well because someone like that would be viewed as a winged god. So it does make sense.
Wheels moving and the gates coming down.
But yeah, I figured it was something to differentiate it.
Back to the boat.
If the dwarves of this realm are anything like Brock and Sindri, it's hard to imagine them siding with Odin.
Well, all too often people are blinded to all but their immediate self-interest. Odin offered them safety, and defying him can be quite dangerous.
Maybe they just need a couple of gods to come along and take the fight to him.
Atreus, that is not why we are here.
I was only joking.
War is not a joke, especially where gods are concerned. It seems, Atreus, you intend to
Hell
recruit
yeah.
Tyr as an ally for
What,
war.
when you say your last job, what is
trying
it that
to
you
keep our
work on?
options open. Let's just keep moving. I'm glad we're out here, exploring a new realm. Maybe we could just try to enjoy the warmth. Looks like we gotta find a way to open that gate if we want to get to Nidavellir.
Brother, look! That strange bugger popped back out of the ground again.
Halfway there. There's gotta be another chain to lower the rest of the gate.
Nice. That's how it goes. The individual fights are either gonna go super smooth or they're gonna be real messy.
Nice one. Can you see anything from that block?
That's one of Gavassia's poems. Very highbrow. You should collect any others you find.
Alright.
Lad, if I may, what
hustling.
exactly are you hoping to learn from
Making really good time.
Well,
This usually
like I
is
said,
like at around
I was
the
hoping you could tell me
2.5
something about Loki.
hour mark.
I'd also like to hear some of
And
his
I'm
stories.
at about an hour.
Traveling to other lands, giant stuff, and maybe about what it was like to fight back in the day. Just for the history, obviously.
History.
Let's hope Tyr's in a talkative mood after being imprisoned for so long. Not all of Odin's captives can be as charmingly voluble as myself.
That earthquake earlier. Do you think there will be another one?
It's unlikely, but geological disturbances tend to be unpredictable.
If the geysers and smell here are worse because of Fimbulwinter,
Atreus, look ahead.
wow. Now this looks like a city.
Welcome to Nidavellir, brothers.
Welcome to Nidavellir.
Hey, dwarves!
Hey, what's up, D?
Oh,
Hope you're doing well.
they're, running away.
Yeah, what can I say? Me and Sonic have one thing in common. We like to go fast.
An alarm.
I'd only sound an alarm like that if I still had my body and was fearing the notion of being detached from it.
Wow, that for us, though.
You know,
Just scared.
Sekiro is my favorite game, and I've said this before, it is not often, rarely if ever, that you'll see a video that makes you want to completely not make a video on a subject because you feel like someone perfectly expressed all of the feelings and thoughts that you have on an experience. And that's Sekiro for me with Jacob Geller's Can It Be Done Perfect video. It's one of the best videos I've ever seen about the FromSoft games. And as for like a full series analysis, I think Noah Caldwell-Gervais pretty much nailed both aspects. But that said, I do really love
They must really love him here.
want to talk about an analysis of like my personal enjoyment in the context of like the more aggressive they let me be, the more I enjoy them. It's almost like a direct inverse ratio. The more passive I have to be, the less fun I'm having in those games. I'm not a very patient person. Specifically gaming wise, I would say, although it bleeds, I guess. But I'm not like a very patient gamer, so those games can be a struggle for me until I like force myself to like, all right, I'm gonna be patient, I'll keep my shield up or whatever. And I'm not like always skilled. Like this game I'm pretty good at, but like I am not skilled at parrying in those games at all. Sekiro though, absolutely, it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's got one of the tightest combat systems I've ever played. Like, it's incredible. So, Ishin is also one of my favorite bosses of all time. I get an intense rush from that. I also really love the Great Ape fight, and Genichiro as well. They're all incredible fights. Shit. I'm actually doing a Let's Play with a Zoro mod and this Elden Arts mod on my Let's Play channel, which is just That's for the Birds 2. And interestingly enough, it's a more challenging mod for one thing, but it's been pretty fun because it has lots of cool new abilities. But I probably play that game once every few months. I don't play the other ones all that often. I think the most recent one that I played was I played Bloodborne not too long ago.
Atreus, this way.
True Monk, yeah. I love that fight, especially because like it does have some of the coolest ways of like getting a sneak kill for the middle stage, so that you only have to fight 2 health bars.
Everyone's hiding on this side too.
Yeah, great fights.
But there aren't any guards patrolling. We're clearly not a threat.
This way.
But that said, I wouldn't say that I'll never do it, but I know that it's not on my immediate radar. In fact, the next 2 or 3 projects I have are not video game related. They're going to be related to Severance, which is a script that's almost done. Queen's Gambit, which is a script that's like halfway done. And then I'd like to do a retrospective on all the Guy Ritchie films, but he has 2 films coming out this year. One of them was COVID delayed, and the other one looks like a straight-to-DVD film, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on with Guy Ritchie. I'm guessing that he got a lot of money from Disney to make Aladdin, which did fairly well at the box office, so as a result, he has a lot of leeway to do whatever the hell he feels like doing. But there's a new movie of his that looks like a straight-up action drama about Jake Gyllenhaal is being deployed in the Middle East, leaving the Middle East, and then having to go back to the Middle East to save a translator who is like embedded and in danger. And then another one which has a really goofy name. Who is Guy Ritchie? Guy Ritchie is a director. He made the live-action Aladdin, which is, it's painful to say at some point. It's not really, it's fine. Not my thing, but sure someone likes it. But he made, like, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He made Snatch. He made The Gentleman. He made Rock and Rolla. He made the Sherlock Holmes films with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, exactly, D. He's a pretty he's got a pretty good niche, which is crime related ensembles, whether the detective side or the bad side, and lots of everyone in between.
A boat cannot be far.
Really, or Sindri made it sound like Derlin was some sort of rebellion leader. Doesn't sound like anyone's following.
Was being the key word here, little brother.
There's a building just past these rocks behind me. Maybe we should head that way.
Okay.
Mimir, why do the dwarves hate you?
Oh, shit. I just realized I could change this at any time, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Beyond this tunnel,
I'd rather have Wrath.
some mining rigs.
What about them?
They're a mistake of mine, from quite a long time ago. If you've got the time, I'd have us turn them off.
Gotta get these freebies. You don't have to tell me, Mimir. Don't tell me. I'm not gonna shut down those rigs. Your mistakes must live forever.
But if you don't want to explore now, it looks like Derlin's place is through that open gate to the left. So, which way do we go? We could prepare more before rescuing Tyr. Up to you. So, we're going to Durlin's? Makes sense. We could always explore those mining rigs later.
Okay.
This is the safety office?
Well, the sign a hair's breadth away from a head injury up there certainly gives that impression.
Okay, one sec.
We're looking for Durlin?
You have an appointment?
Hey, sorry, I had to rerun the dishwasher. I was gonna empty it so I could put this stuff away, but the pot didn't
No?
melt.
Has anyone ever had an appointment here?
Here to collect on something, pal. Think parading a severed head around on your hip is gonna scare me into somehow approving estrogen secretion proposal, eh?
And with New Game Plus out, I can do
looking for a
speedruns
prisoner of
of
Odin's.
God of War.
It's being
Which
kept in a
is
mine
a lot
somewhere.
easier to
Some
build an
friends of ours
audience.
said that you could
'Cause
help.
people
Where
are
did you
used to,
get-
stopping in for that kind of stuff, even if they're not that interested, and then they might like me as a
You
as a
chop
person.
her
and
head
they'll
off with
stick
that
around.
too, eh?
She was my
But yeah,
wife.
I wasn't able to do it before, but they added an option to skip cutscenes, which basically changes. It basically cuts, tens of hours off the game.
Dina and I wondered where she went after our little coup here failed.
Failed?
Yeah, come. Failed.
Faye is dead.
Perfect.
Hey there.
So what about get out of my office? Don't you understand?
He said, "Get the
You
fuck
said
out of
her
my
name was Dina?
face. Get the funk out of my
sure.
face. Get the funk out of my
Thank you.
face." Thanks, dinner.
I think.
I love this little Kraken. Just this little baby Kraken exists.
Hey, this isn't a fun.
Now there are enemies ahead.
Behind you, father!
Okay.
Poison! Right flank!
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Perfect. Oh no.
It's clinging to the
Alright, that's
wall! We gotta knock it down!
What?
Okay.
That was a great
As I
fight.
was saying,
Dinner is a true Chad.
Durlin wrote the directions.
I like that he pitches our way. He's like, "Hey, can you go save those ravens,
You smell
please?"
them? But it seems to lead to a mine beyond that mountain.
Oh.
Durlin helped
So
us
it's
in.
interesting.
Not
They
everyone
don't talk
uses
about it,
boxes
but
and
like you can
arrows.
see. I just missed pulling the camera up at it, but Odin's ravens are following us and making sure that we're going where we're supposed to be going, because ultimately, and I talk about this in my most recent video, Odin was, he's really good at manipulating that. Even when you know he's trying to trick you, you fall into it because he's expecting you to some way. So they expected that he wouldn't want them to go because he's telling them not to go, except he
No one said it until
pretends that he doesn't want them to look for Tyr, so that he can put himself. Yeah, that was one of the two.
Burned that into Derlin's head?
So he puts himself as Tyr, gets us to hunt for him to get himself in a camp that he can't penetrate. But on the way up, you can see that he has the ravens making sure that we're going the way we're supposed to be going.
Seems like we're here. Come on. This way. I can see another train. Let's look for a way to get over there. You know, maybe finding Tyr is our best protection. Seems like Odin really didn't want us to find him.
Nope.
Once Tyr's free and can be God of War again, Odin won't have time to worry about us.
If that is his war to fight.
Alright, for the most part, I'm not going to be stopping to do puzzles unless they're Nornir chests, which gives me stat boosts in New Game Plus. And there's no cap, at least that I'm close to hitting. So the quick ones like this I'll do. Yeah, dude. I didn't do it, but in this playthrough I'm going to use Mimir as a weapon against him in the final fight. It only feels fitting.
I think I see something. Whoa! Is that a Trekkie?
Is that a Trekkie?
Use caution.
Yeah.
I think it's dead. Yep. Definitely dead. Hey, I wonder if...
Atreus!
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got too close before I did it. Whoops. Alright, let's do it again. The good news is with the Zeus set on, it is really quick, that as long as I actually do what I'm supposed to do. There we go. Yeah, it's crazy when you do it right, how quick the fights go with this Zeus set.
That one was tough.
Stay on your guard. There could be others around.
Think that Trekkies will kill the first one we found?
But again,
If so,
I can take like
was there
a couple of
question that got
hits.
them
At the later levels, I won't be able to take any hits. I'll die in one.
Down there. I can see a mine. That has to be what Derlin was talking about.
Tracks up on the left there. Might be another train we can take.
Father, what if a war with Odin isn't just Tyr's to fight?
There.
What if it's ours too?
There.
War is not the only way.
Boom.
We're
Alright, let's go.
gods. Better gods. We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
Atreus.
Yeah, the Drekkie was like, oh, okay, we're gonna go for round 2. Got it. And then he said, oh, never mind. I'm not interested. Not interested.
Looks like we have to get this one back on the track. Wow, this thing is small. Okay, we need to go left.
Yeah, I'm going.
Wait, I meant my left. Keep going. Wait, I meant my left. Keep going. We're so close. Just a little to the left.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. Round 2. Here we go.
It's really nice having access to all my weapons at the beginning, too. I really love the spear so much. It's really fun to use.
Yeah, it's covered in algae. I was thinking we could show it to Brock and Sindri when we got back. Here. Okay, so, we came here looking for Tyr because we don't trust Odin, right? If you think about it, War could... Uh-oh. On your left!
Huh.
Get up, brother.
Dang. I gotta pay closer attention. See, that's my other problem, is that I said I'm not a very patient gamer. Yeah, the other thing is that I'm very inattentive. So, it's annoying that we have to start this over, but I won't let it happen again. Sorry.
The Kraken hatchling gave you a stone.
Oh,
Dude, boy is not
Tyr.
having a good time.
Yeah,
He's like, dang,
covered in
bro.
algae.
Like,
I was thinking we could show it to Brock and
I really
Sindri
just
when
want
we
to
got
find
back.
Tyr. I just want to understand myself. Dude, heard.
Okay, so, we came here looking for Tyr because we don't trust Odin, right? If you think about it, War could... Uh-oh. On your left! Right! Tell me where!
Look for a break to stop the train. It should be a lever of some sort.
Found it! The brake's stuck!
Keep trying, little brother.
Father!
Stop this train!
I think it's about to...
No!
I just love how both him and Mimir are like, boy, that was some language you used. Although Kratos doesn't care necessarily that he said shit, more so that he just lost his cool. Although I do think deep down he also doesn't want him to be saying shit. Do we ever hear Kratos swear? I know there's a really hilarious outtake from the making of the first game where he's like talking to Freya and he's like she's like, why don't you go pick flowers? And he's like, I'm the fucking god of war.
You said it, little brother.
Watch your right!
Okay, good.
Look out!
True, he does. No shortage of dads. And he's got like a nice like healthy mix of dad, you know? Mimir's a little bit more flexible, Kratos is stern. They're both wise. They listen to each other. They're in a good marriage, you know?
So, wipe the mouth you had on the train, lad.
It's just a word. I've heard way worse from
The
Brock.
word does not matter.
Speaking of Luke Skywalker, have you guys been watching The Mandalorian? Do you watch those shows?
No.
I haven't watched much, if basically any, of Season 3. Wasn't the biggest fan of Season 2, but I really liked Season 1. It does seem just like more as a service to other things now. It feels like it's treading water for this Ahsoka show.
Look on the ground. Tracks. It's not even safe. Looks like you stopped the water flow in that trough. That's it. Let's head across. Another Nornir chest.
Aye. No seals to destroy or bells to ring. These are different. Good bet there's a couple more near here. Let's find them, yeah?
Yeah, and then there's Odin. You know, we don't really hear much about him other than him also killing his dad. But of course we don't get to hear any of his relationship. But if it's anything like his relationship with Thor, woof.
Great. I'll head across for a better look.
Nice. Very cool.
Father, there's a gate up here heading towards the entrance to the mine. If you can get up here, I'll need your help lifting it.
Come on. Come on. Boy.
Oh, come on. You can jump that. Your knees aren't that bad.
Atreus.
I hope you can make
Oh,
that
dude,
jump.
I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but I should totally get Boy on the soundboard.
Wonder how the dwarves thought of stuff like this.
Aye. Might be the great motivator of convenience. Why do the work when you can get the wet stuff to do it for you?
Sure hope Tears here.
Atreus, we seek information.
I know. Stop acting like I'm trying to start a war.
Yet you do not say otherwise.
Others? Maybe we can lay this to rest a bit,
You
eh?
lift on your side. I will lift on mine.
That's I love the shy energy when you admit it. That's okay.
Thanks. Let's keep moving.
Looks like we found Durlin's mine entrance.
Yeah, that's okay. That's very funny that your knowledge of Star Wars comes from prequels and KOTOR. What a fucking
Got
wild
something else
ride.
Sindri!
What is it?
Since you're currently lacking a light source, sorry, and have no way of seeing exactly what untold horrors lurk in the dark, these will help. Okay, back to your exploring now. Off with you.
Thanks, Sindri. Hey, wait. What do you mean by untold horrors?
You know, Kratos, would it kill you to be a nicer guy to Sindri? Every time I interact with him now, I just feel so fucking bad. I just notice every time that when he gives us something nice to help us, and we're just like,
Behind you! Incoming!
oh, not today.
That was close. I think this is it. This is the mine.
On your right!
Well, nice. Not a dead end.
Okay.
Maybe this cave will get us. You guys again?
I fucking hate Svartalheim, dude. I honestly didn't think I would ever hate an area as much as I hated the elves from the first game, but I found the elves in this game were tuned kind of much better. They're annoying, but they're not nearly as bad as they were in the first game.
Down, Atreus.
But man, the Grims in this game kill me.
Ready.
Dang. Well, you guys should watch it in a Discord, because you can stream it without problems.
They will overwhelm you quickly. Stay close.
corpses like there's no tomorrow.
For her, it will be so.
That's all of them.
Nice.
The smell these things leave behind is so gross.
Yeah, you should stream it so you guys can watch together. And I'm pretty sure you can watch the whole trilogy just like right on
I'm sorry.
Disney Plus if you
I
have
know you
that.
said not to.
And
I
if
can't
not,
stop thinking
you should get
about
a VPN.
We spend all of our time fighting bad stuff.
And
I don't
no,
get why
I
we
don't
can't
have a
do that
VPN to
alongside
pitch
you.
you, but I do
You
use
don't know him.
NordVPN.
We saw his shrines. He's a leader.
Works fine.
He stood up to Odin when no one else would. If he's done it before, why wouldn't he do it again?
Images from long ago do not tell a whole story.
There's a door. Once we get off this, let's check there for Tyr. He's gotta be close. I can't help but feel like you're angry with me or something. Ever since we got to Svartalfheim, you've been critical of my every move. If you don't think I can lead us, just say so.
It is not your competence that is in question.
Okay? But what does that mean?
Consider your intent.
Yeah, this is a good breather point because I'm forced to sit through
This
this.
place is huge. Must have taken ages to build. Another door. We'll have to check that one too.
Bird's instructions do not say which one.
Nope, we're on our own here. Your question from before, about my intent. I intend to help the God of War stop Odin. And that means freeing him from whatever prison he's in right now.
Yeah, nothing good has ever comes out of the caves in Svartalfheim. Nothing good has ever come out of those caves. Not one thing.
Everywhere.
Have you seen any signs of Tyr?
As if I would navigate this maze of rutting sewage. No. I'm sure you'll manage that on your own.
I don't know. The water looks pretty clear here.
Keyword, looks.
Where's the Fate Breaker ones? Oops.
Hey, what happened to all the armor we made you already?
I don't need the
used
wraps.
it.
Well,
I wanted
maybe
to
try to make this
upgrade
one
the
last
chest.
longer.
I will not.
Huh. That might be my best piece.
Because there's an interesting synergy between this set
Be safe.
with the boon of rage, I guess it is. Can't remember. But it makes the cost of
Sounds like you got the water moving along, brother.
makes the cost of those things like dirt cheap.
Now where? Let's get to the door. Come on.
Sorry, use some candy.
Tyr?
Well, I certainly don't think this is where Tyr currently is.
He's gotta be here somewhere.
But yeah,
This mine is
with the
huge.
Atreus,
Fate Breaker set
you
on,
intend to
come on,
stop Odin from doing. You speak as if you know his plan.
I
you
don't
can
know his plan. That's why we're...
you get a really solid strength boost for a decent chunk of time. And then with the Jotunheim charms that extend your rage, you can basically use the Wrath charm, or not the Wrath charm, the Rage charm, to get... Okay, let's go. The cost of certain things become, like, basically nothing.
Not to be discouraging, but it is a mine after all.
Namir, that is discouraging. Did you see that over there? There's a broken door up to the left behind this crane. Maybe Tyr tried to escape. Look.
Standing.
I have both played The Last of Us and watched the show. And I would love to do a video on The Last of Us. I don't have a lot of kind things to say about Joel. I understand and empathize, but I also don't think he's a good guy, and I think it's weird that lots of people do think he's a good guy. I don't think the show is going to help that perception, because I think Pedro Pascal is just too darn likable. So, And so it's very tough to really feel the way I felt about Joel in the game, which is a lot easier to parse the fact that he is very much not a good guy. Yeah, but sad man is sad, and I think it's like important, right? The idea that like I don't think he sees Ellie for who she is. I don't think he sees her for who she is. He does learn her and what she likes and what she's like and what she thinks about certain things. But I mean I don't think he sees her for who she is. He sees her for a chance at redemption for himself. And yeah, I don't know. I got really complex feelings on it. Obviously, I do feel for him, and I don't know. Would I have let the thing happen? I feel like I would have made sure things happened differently. I don't think I would have killed them outright. I would think I wouldn't, but who knows, right? That's the dilemma, is that we can't really know. But that said, I think that she should have been given the chance to know and to make that choice for herself. And he took that chance from her because he didn't really care about giving her that chance. To him, the chance was she lives. She lives. Sarah's dead, but she lives.
Look around.
Is that a relic? Huh.
But it is a fascinating dilemma. And then in the second game, I think like I was someone who got the game spoiled by leaks. The leaks that came out. Then it turned out that those leaks were basically wrong on most things. They had like broad details, certain details right, but for the most part it was very wrong about a good deal of the plot and the context for the plot, which is obviously important. But I think it was really interesting to show how she's, you know, she largely became Joel, and the only thing that can pull her back is a memory of Joel, and not even like Joel is a good guy, just someone who cared about her and wanted her to exist for herself.
Don't even say it. We're gonna find him.
But you know, like lots of people were upset about what happened to Joel. Listen, if you asked him, he'd probably tell you he had it coming. So he knew. Everyone seems to like act like he was an innocent dude. Like he admitted outright, it's not even subtext, he admitted that he had been on both sides of banditry. Like that's not necessary. You know what I mean? That's not necessary actions. He was a bad guy because it was cost effective. Yeah, I have. I've been a big Sophie of Mars fan for a while. I will say, wasn't the biggest fan of this recent Theranos video, not because I don't think it's an interesting topic, but I just think it was like very meandering. And I feel like a lot of her videos are very focused, if that makes sense. So, but I'm not a hater, dog.
With one who spends their life fighting, such as Tyr, have any desire.
But yeah, the backlash was crazy. Like people were like, "Oh, she's a trans character," when she's just jacked, and the trans character was someone completely different. And we all kind of collectively agreed that actually that trans character is kind of awesome, and they're not treated like shit by virtue of like their experience is that, but the characters treat her with respect that have to.
Hey, we did it. I'll meet you at the door.
Yeah, I liked that. That's my biggest problem is pacing. The second game, I really end up liking the overall theme. I think there's two problems that I have with The Last of Us Part 2. Part 1 of my problems is that it's too fucking long. I think there should have been a day taken off both parts, and it would have been a much tighter thing. And I think that there's like in addition to that, right, there's like almost like a third game at the end of that game, and I think that's a problem both in length and pacing. As you mentioned, pacing is a major problem. I don't think that the story was better served by doing, spoilers for The Last of Us 2, a chunk of time as one character and then going back and playing a chunk of time as another character for the same exact chunk of time. I think the story would have been better served had they worked it to overlap. I don't think it would have been too jarring. I'll pitch what I wish would have been The Last of Us 2. And I'll say it like that. I wish The Last of Us 2 had where Abby shows up to Wyoming, she gets rescued, and then she basically becomes undercover. Like, she's assimilating in order to basically provide, like, a revolt. Like, not a revolt, but, like... Yeah, the end got me emotional, too. It's a heavy game. I had to kill a lot of dogs, and I don't take ownership over that. Like, that's one of the things I would like to talk about. Is, like, I don't take ownership over the things that Ellie does. Lots of people are like, oh, the game wants us to feel guilty. That's really not the case. We are supposed to be in Ellie's corner at the beginning. Like, I'm not really in the, like, majority opinion of people who are like, yeah, Joel got what he deserved. Like, that's not the predominant opinion. Most people that play the game are like, oh, dude, fuck this girl. Ellie, go get her. Like, I was like, Ellie, go home. Really early. But it's not me. I'm not Ellie. Ellie is Ellie. I'm just controlling Ellie, and we can only do what Ellie can conceive of, and Ellie literally cannot conceive of a path that isn't revenge in that moment. She, like, literally can't even think about it otherwise. She's so traumatized, and because she was so close to basically reconciling... She was so close to reconciling that it becomes one of those things that, like, she doesn't have anywhere for that to go anymore, so she forces herself to basically, like, find a way to gain forgiveness through the process of vengeance. And that's, like, a ridiculous task, you know? Right. That's a great example, dude. The Spec Ops The Line example is one that me and my friends were talking about, because my friend just recently finished The Last of Us 2 after liking the show and then finally buying the first game, and then he just finished the second game. And it's a good game. Like, I think it's a good game. I think it's overly long, and it has pacing issues. But overall, again, I'm not made to feel guilty. I wanted her to go home. I didn't want any of this. I didn't want to be here killing dogs, but I can say that she's put herself in that path. So what she's doing, she's in a place that is violent. They are not, like, that place is not safe, right? So, like, it's not safe for anyone. They kill her on sight, not even knowing who the hell she is. They would just kill her on sight because that's their policy. And so, like, she is very much in the defensive, but she could go home. She could go home and not have to kill anyone. She could understand that, like, because she does know that Joel doomed the world. Whether it would have worked or not is irrelevant. The story wants us to believe, to some portion, that it could, in fact, have worked. But he puts that on her almost by the process of...
Maybe there's an exit nearby.
By the process of taking the choice away from her, he basically puts that result on her shoulders.
And that's my father, Kratos.
How does the son of a Spartan come to speak for the Jotnar?
My mother was the last giant in Midgard. Laufey?
Yeah, that's fair. I don't begrudge people who like Joel. I think Joel is likable. I think that is part of the problem, to lack of a better degree, is that Ellie sees all of the best parts of Joel and purposely blinds herself to the bad parts of Joel until it's too late. And then when she finally goes to try and, like, bury the hatchet, it's too late again. And then she's completely consumed by it.
Why risk Odin's wrath to
So I feel for her. I mean, I feel for them both. Obviously, I feel for Joel. Joel lost a lot. But yeah, I am. I think that he is more of a bad guy than a good guy. He's just a relatable bad guy in a place where the morals, like, if I were to say, is he the average person? Yeah, he's probably like the average person in the post-apocalypse. That's not to say that he's, like, worse than everyone else. I think lots of people would have made that decision. I don't think lots of people would have been able to literally go through with it because he had the skill required to overpower them. But, like, I think lots of people would have wanted to do that. But, yeah.
Highly pleasant for all parties involved.
You okay?
It's so long.
There's an outcropping just ahead.
But yeah, I do think that people with the show are gonna have a much harder time than I think even people with the game, because yeah, I think Pedro Pascal and the writers, the way they changed it, in some ways, they get along a lot quicker. Like, they just get along a lot quicker. In the game, you really feel the time it takes for that to occur. I went back to using this because even though I would like to use the Shatter Shield because it has the time refresh that allows me to do, like, action canceling to do really quick attacks, I just really love the Guardian Shield's parry and attack. It stuns every boss, even King Hrolf. So it is kind of like one of the best shields. It's a shame that it doesn't have any additional stats and that the defense isn't even higher as a result.
Before we go any further.
Yeah, me having played through this game like 10 times, I'm like over here like I don't even like listen to a lot of the plot anymore because I'm just zooming through it. And Atreus is just like asking this crazy homeless person like, hey, you doing all right? He's like, I haven't seen the sun in years, decades, maybe centuries, but yeah, I'm otherwise I'm okay. I'm doing all right.
And that the giants are all gone. Now they called me Loki. Finding the shrine.
The snack of the day is
when we got to Jotunheim.
Nerds gummy clusters.
Dead. Do you think Odin?
We do not know.
It's incredible. So there was an update today. I didn't read the patch notes though, so I'm not even sure what's in it. Tell you what it didn't fix is my goddamn spear. Still doesn't have. There's a problem with the red. Yeah, he'll be a valuable ally, dude. That was like. It's incredible hearing the notes about this game from post-production, like how the decision to make him. And again, this is spoilers for this game. I have a Let's Play, so we're spoiling this game even from the beginning. But the fact that he is that he's Odin, is kind of like incredible considering that it was apparently a very late addition that they didn't plan to do. And I like the idea that he was genuinely broken. And like when we found him, he wasn't broken, but he still was like, I really kind of hate, and this is maybe like part of the development problems of like COVID, but like I genuinely think like, oh man, I really wish we could have, like, if we found him in those locations, we were able to have like genuine conversations with him there, as opposed to just seeing him. Obviously they're saving his stuff, and I don't need all of those answers, but it would have been nice to have seen the real Tyr and gotten to interact with him. I think that he will be essentially the impetus for Atreus traveling to other lands. Like, Atreus is looking for a way to other lands. He's gonna go to Tyr, the real Tyr, and be like, hey, how did you travel to other lands? It was the Unity Stone, but the Unity Stone burnt up to a crisp when we fell off the World Tree. So, how can we do it now?
Sleep tight, Tyr. I'm gonna turn in. Big day tomorrow.
So, Tyr. Sounds like promises were made. Let's see about getting you settled, shall we? If you'll follow me.
Hey! Come see what I got for you. I'm sure we won't be interrupting any goings-on.
Alright. Quick Atreus section.
How about I suggest an alternative? Something much less risky, but maybe could give you some
Atreus section is usually almost like
a certain old friend you haven't seen in a while.
6 hours into
giant friend.
a casual playthrough of this game.
Did you find him?
Why don't I show you?
And I'm currently at 1 hour 45 minutes.
So it'll give us some time to decide about not going there.
Not bad.
So, you know where Freya is?
No. I mean, yes, but look, let's just talk to the snake first, and then I won't take you to Freya.
I can say that his sections are going to be a lot tougher by virtue of the fact that I don't get any of the benefits of Kratos's I don't get any of the benefits of Kratos's like overstrength, so I have to fight all of his shit.
Glad you brought your
standard.
I seem to have dashed out without mine.
Huh. You got sick of having house guests that fast?
What? No. I could just use some fresh air, is all.
Well, I hope you like it cold.
Should we swing by your cabin first? Will your furry friend be joining us this time?
No. I meant to tell you. Henry's dead.
Oh. I'm very sorry to hear that. As wolves go, he was always very clean.
Thanks.
I'd offer to give you a hug, but why traumatize either of us further?
Yeah, it does. It's one of those shows that, like, the easy example is like The Sixth Sense, which spoilers for The Sixth Sense, I suppose, or just spoilers for M. Night Shyamalan's career. There's a twist at the end, and it recontextualizes the entire movie you just watched, and that makes the second playthrough so much more interesting. The second watch of that movie is so much more interesting than the first, because you're now looking at every scene through a different lens.
Not so easy, huh?
Shut up!
But second spoiler alert for M. Night Shyamalan's career, that kind of quality does not linger. Enjoy it when you find it.
So, Father said I cast a spell when Fenrir died.
D, you're laughing in the comments like I'm trying to make sure. He asked who did you ask who it was? You were like, oh, who's Guy Ritchie? So I'm not sure if you've seen that movie.
Accidental magic's not all. I sort of turned into a bear.
A bear?
Including the slobber?
Yeah, but I lost control. Frey knows magic better than anyone. She could help me.
But not giant magic.
Fine. We'll do it your way then, Sin. A huge venomous snake seems much safer. We're blocked. How'd the arm of Tyr's statue end up here?
It is soundstone, but the path's still blocked. I don't see any more on this side.
Hold on. Let me look around. Maybe I need a different angle. So
quick and easy.
Tyr's arm.
Your father owed Thor a blood payment, and well, he got it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Great story.
Anyway, is
Yeah.
that likely to happen again? Sudden,
My nephew is
uncontrolled bear rampage?
cute.
Beats me.
He's a big fan of me.
We've got company. On my back?
And so I like kind of like pitched him the Avatar really early before they watched. I was like, oh, you should watch the show. I think you'll like it.
I like the way you think.
And then he ended up
Okay,
watching
here goes
the
nothing.
movie that shall not exist.
That's some quality craftsmanship.
And in that process, he was like, oh, I liked it, kinda. And then I was like, oh, I think it's very much not great. And he's like, yeah, me too. And I was like, oh, that's like the perfect thing. I was like, it made me more careful because I don't want him to like not like it because of me, you know? I want him to not like it because it's a terrible movie that shouldn't exist. But, you know, I don't want to put that on him. He has to walk his own path. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Oh my god, still.
Thanks for sacrificing so many objects from your bag of tricks.
Well, you clearly need the help.
Oh, whatever. Shoot.
Nice.
I think the lift switch is broken.
Yeah, so, but I felt bad. It made me think more about that kind of stuff because I want to gauge his reaction before I give my reaction sometimes to things. But I also do want to make sure he knows that that movie is trash. But I want him to come to that on his own. But it's okay. He's a big fan of the channel. He doesn't really watch my streams because he's a child. He does watch my YouTube videos though, and I swear, which makes me a little uncomfortable.
I just need to look out for the people I care about. Keeps bad things from happening to them.
Freya wouldn't kill me. And Jormungandr's probably not even there. Besides, he likes me. He's only eaten me once.
I had conveniently scrubbed that from my memory.
Well, we're here.
I didn't ask at any point, is my mic good in relation to my game sound? I should have asked much sooner than I am right now, but alas, here we are. Okay.
Door's frozen. Maybe I can... Ah!
Okay, I'm gonna change the bow ability from him, and I'm just gonna go straight to the damage one. It's kind of crazy. It says the bow ability for Splintered Sigil is a 3 damage. I find it so fucking useless. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand how I'm supposed to use Sigil with him for anything other than aesthetic purposes. Oh, that was cool. Hold on, is it gonna do it again? It does.
Yeah, exactly what I'm gonna do.
Well, maybe not. No, it let me wipe snow off the door, and it didn't do it again. It's interesting.
He's unbearable when he's smug.
Look, Baldur tried to kill her. We had no choice.
Not sure she sees it that way.
Well, I'm not gonna ask her. Besides, they were your arrows.
You're absolutely right, which is exactly why I'm recommending
Oh my god. I keep expecting the shockwave to do a little bit more than it is doing. Yeah, wake up. Alright, cool.
Well, that's quite an
Clean fight.
excitement for one day.
No way. We're so close.
Oh, no, you're good, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Hope to see you around. I don't stream on a schedule. I probably should do that to make sure that I'm consistent enough where people actually want to stop in, but life is hectic, and I've got responsibilities, so...
Oh dear.
But yeah,
Maybe this is
put
a
on the
sign.
notification, and it should let you know when I stream again. I try to do it at least once or twice a week. But yeah, a good twist should definitely make rewatches interesting and not break the story. It's like got to be a thing that, and it should be a thing that ultimately we should be able to have told, like, been able to tell
Sincerely hope I never have to do it again if that's what
with
you're after.
details. I don't know that that's always the case, but like I get a little bit of a pet peeve that certain things in movies, like there's no way that we could ever understand the mystery
As far as I go.
without details that get revealed to us literally in the last moment. Like, it would be nice to be a part of that process as opposed to just being told like, oh yeah, and then off screen this happened and it changed the entire story trajectory. I'm like, okay, okay, it can work. Sometimes it works, but I oftentimes want to be like able to have said like, oh, I could have figured this out.
Just keep going.
Are you sure this is a good idea? You haven't got a plan.
Brock says some people run better on chaos. I think he's right.
What makes you think that applies here? This is life and death.
And this is Ragnarok.
Okay.
We can't just do nothing, and we're out of options.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get through this Atreus section and then call it. I'll have made incredible time. Yeah, poor Sindri is right. Holy shit. Makes me sad to think about every time. Like, I don't throw the snowball at him anymore because I feel bad about it every time. I threw it the first time because I was like, oh, this will be funny. Their relationship has come so far. But, like, just because you're friends for a long time doesn't mean you suddenly like your boundaries, like, being fucked with. And we crossed a boundary there, and I felt bad about it on replays especially. I never do it anymore. I got some really wild reactions to my process of making that video, where there are people that genuinely have like zero sympathy for Sindri. It blows my whole fucking mind open. I'm like, what do you mean?
All right. More sound stuff.
They're like, nah, Sindri should just be thankful that he's still alive. We saved his life, so we should never have to pay for his services ever again. I'm like, what? Dude, I would hate to be your homie. Gotta say. Like, I supported you once, so I should never have to support you again because we're friends. So you should just implicitly understand that my support is there. I put a Valley Girl voice on, I think. I don't know why.
If Father could see me now, he would lose it.
Yeah, I think people are to each their own, but also, for real?
Just trust me.
Like, you don't have, like, empathy. And they're like, it's not even our fault. I'm like, well, it's partly our fault, but it's not all our fault. And it's certainly not, we're not the sole people in charge of this, but he's too close to it. He's grieving. Grieving makes you, sometimes irrational, and it makes you reject, like, some of the real reasons behind some of the things that happen. Like, ultimately, my man knows implicitly that he doomed his brother. That Brock doesn't get an afterlife because of him. Not even ambiguously. He just doesn't get an afterlife because he couldn't live with it. Holy shit. I took 2 hits back to back and immediately died. Alright. Oh. Tell you what, it is extremely satisfying. And like lots of people complain about Atreus again, which is so unsurprising. But I don't quite understand it. He's so great. Like, he goes through an amazing arc. He's treated with real care. His performance is pretty great. Okay, I need to change my bow to the Jotnar bow. Oh my god, I tried to dodge and I just had fat fingers. Because I just do so much more damage when I'm attacking them with that. Behind you, father! That's so funny.
Why don't you trust her? Why won't you tell me?
You're on fire, Kratos. Don't worry, it'll pass. Thank you, Mimir. Thanks. Yep. Whew. What? Did he? Oh my god, he didn't fall off. Oh, I took a hit at some point. What I shouldn't be doing is I shouldn't be playing without my HUD on. It's definitely more immersive, but also I take lots of chip damage that I'm not aware of.
Nightmare.
Yeah. Not even gonna try and deal with those. Just gonna take my... Nice. Alright, good, let's go. Oh, fuck, man, I thought I got them all. It got me. So close. Is that my first death with Atreus? Alright, that one got them all. I know. There's this guy. Yeah, come on.
Freya shouldn't be much farther now. Just need to look out for that big door.
Perfect. Yeah, see right here. I don't ever throw the snowball at him anymore. Did I? Lol, I did a few minutes ago. But did I die as Atreus? I can't remember. I'm sure I did. Probably in like the very first interaction.
Because I'm responsible for the death of your son doesn't mean. Okay, yeah. Probably avoid mentioning that. Is that fair?
But 2 deaths as Atreus, or 3, however many. Not bad. We're still making really good time. I'm usually done with this section at around 7 hours. And I'm currently at 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Here goes nothing.
So, obviously, skipping cutscenes is a big factor, but Kratos was absolutely melting people with his with the Zeus armor set. It was just it's a different story. Okay. Return home. Do I fight anyone on the way back? I don't feel like I do. Alright, I'll just take whatever they give me out of this.
Okay, so I'm not dead, but I didn't get any answers. So this all might have just been a very big waste of time. Which I will never, ever get to see.
D, have you seen the Mario movie yet? Are you planning on seeing it?
Good thing I like climbing.
Oh yeah, I have one more fight right here.
All right. How did it go? I'm starting to think.
Sindri, I told you I could handle it. But I don't think she's gonna help us.
Where's your necklace?
Huh? Oh! I was thinking and I, got rid of it.
She took it, didn't she? Today was your lucky day. So, tell me, how did it feel to run on chaos?
Yeah, I run well on Chaos. Oh, I'm sorry about your shop.
I just fixed that!
Oh, I used the wrong one.
Still got my bag of tricks. If you need me, I'll be standing back here.
Oh, shit. Alright. Get out of there. Oh, I'm too fast. I'm too fast. Oh!
Repair it later.
Did you see that?
Let's get out of here
He
before
disappeared.
something else tries to kill us.
Yeah, good idea.
Hate to bring it up, but are we telling your dad about this?
Yeah, poor Sindri times 2. Let's just do a poor Sindri tracker. Let's see. We brought Tyr home and promised him a place to stay, and he said, "Oh, you did? Cool."
Something I've kept from my brother for a long
Fuck, I keep forgetting that there's like little fights here and there. This is not the last one either. I'm remembering there's an elf. Is it elf fight? Fuck. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Sonic attunement. Yeah.
Do they ever quit?
Come on. Did I do it? Alright, let's go. Oh no! He's behind me.
Okay, back to Alfheim Tower. You were
Nice.
saying?
Long before you were born, there was an accident at the forge. Brock died. I couldn't accept it. I went to the Lake of Souls in Alfheim to steal him back. Legions of souls tried to stop me. I can still feel them crawling all over my skin.
Poor Sindri, count is up to 3.
I could only get 3 of his
Where he's describing being gripped by the souls of the dead,
Really?
as he goes against his brother's wishes to bring him back from the dead, while dooming him to a permanent hellscape should he die. Whew. Oh, that was butter. Let's go. Fuck. I knew it. The moment I grabbed onto him, I knew it. Shit, man. Alright, that's okay. I'll go back and I'll get it this time. I knew that this is where the major time hang-ups are gonna be. Oh wow, that's cool. I never noticed that the wolves, if they get down to the end of their health bar, that they'll literally do the takedowns that you do when you become a wolf.
I made a choice.
That was tight.
One that wasn't mine to make.
And see, like, lots of people miss, like, Sindri here, he made a choice. He brought Sindri back to life. Like, he doomed him because he couldn't be alone. And he knows this. He just doesn't actually, he doesn't remember or choose to remember or want to remember it when it comes down to it.
You can't change the past.
When it comes down to it, when he's realizing his own complicity
Let's go home before Father
in
wakes
what's
up.
happened,
That might be the
he
best
doesn't want to
idea
take
you had all night.
responsibility,
Trey.
so he doesn't.
Trey?
It's an...
It's tragic.
Shut up.
And like, him and Kratos, they both got their revenge. They did exactly what they set out to do. They did what they said needed to be done. And they fell. Their cup do not runneth over. It's bone dry. They're empty. And so, you know, I hope that Kratos, that Sindri, similar to Kratos, can find some peace in his travels, hopefully in some more comfort, and hopefully something with which to live on for. I hope that Atreus and him come into contact. It would surprise me to see Sindri become an enemy. It wouldn't surprise me, and this is just now I'm thinking of this. What about this as a way to incorporate Sindri and Atreus in Egypt, the Book of the Dead? Maybe Sindri, who still can't accept that Brock wanted him to let him go, decides to try and bring him back, but finds out that the only ways that can do it don't exist in these lands. So he goes to Egypt, where he bumps into Atreus, who tries to stop him. He's like, dude, you can't do this. You're gonna start some shit you can't fucking handle. Like, Brock wouldn't want this, but he does it anyway. And they release a monster. And as a result of that, he then has to work with him to help him fix his mistakes, come to grips with losing Brock. And this could all be a solo game. Like, you could make this a solo story. You know what I mean?
Oh, little brother.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. I should make a video about that. Maybe I'll do it in a short or something. But yeah, I like that idea quite a bit, actually, that, like, they are enemies because Atreus doesn't want him to make a mistake like this that he will regret and that Brock wouldn't want, but Sindri's not ready for his help, doesn't want his help, and is forced to deal with it to some degree anyway. And then they have to, like, come together to save the day. And then maybe that game could be the impetus for Kratos getting involved in some shenanigans with his own game with Atreus again. Because maybe the shit that Atreus did, like, I've always really liked the idea, the read on, people have asked, like, what is Atreus the god of? Like, he's not the god of anything, right? He's just a god. But if I had to pick one, I would make him the god of chaos. I think that would be a cool game title name, God of Chaos. But I think he's the god of chaos because it's not necessarily that, oh, chaos is bad. It's just hectic, and it can come with bad, with, in the end, bad results. But ultimately, it's just a process of, like,
Excuse me, sir.
every single time he involves himself, there are unintended consequences. Every single time. There's collateral damage every single time. This is happening every single time he gets involved. And for the most part, he has been positively rewarded for most of these things. Even, like, it cost Brock, but he ended up saving the day, saving all the realms because of his decisions. And while it's reinforced, that's a dangerous mindset. Even though he's not getting the same, like, shithead mindset that he got when he first found out he was a god, he still has been largely positively rewarded for the mistakes and collateral damage that has occurred, only with, like, people like Sindri who just, like, can't fucking accept it. But, like, I like the idea that he's good-natured and he's means well, but he just attracts chaos. He creates change wherever he goes. To quote One Piece, the will of D always coincides with a great change in the world. And I like the idea that he is like a god that just brings change with him, but that change isn't always positive, and it doesn't always positively affect the people he comes in contact with. So, his story could be, literally, he goes to Tyr. I'm going to build the whole story right now. He goes to the real Tyr. Tyr, I need a way to this other lands, because I heard of this land called Egypt or something, and in those lands, I'm able to find some giants, and you gotta help me, because he didn't do shit during Ragnarok, and we saved Tyr without you. And so Tyr helps him. Tyr helps him out, and he goes to Egypt. In Egypt, he starts coming up against stuff that he can't quite explain, but that feels familiar, like home. And maybe he has visions, because we know he has some dream visions of Sindri, but he's like, oh, but I'm always thinking of Sindri, because, ooh, my boy, I miss him. Then we end up coming into contact with him, because Sindri's lurking around trying to find scrolls to bring Brock back from the dead with the, quote, Book of the Dead. But maybe he misinterprets because the Book of the Dead actually ends the lives of the living and makes them dead. And it's the Book of Life that he needs, but he doesn't know this. And he won't listen to Atreus, who wants to learn more about it before making, like, decisions that they can't take back. But he won't let him. He just wants to press on. So they start coming into contact with each other. They come into contact with maybe, like, a minor god. Right? A minor god who's gonna, who is maybe the keeper of the book or something. Because they would never even imagine someone could steal it kind of stuff. Or they're so small that they're able to, like, penetrate. Like, no one accounts for a dwarf. That's part of the themes, right? Is people overlook these small characters. That's what Odin did. He used them and he overlooked their power, and it's ultimately that overlooking that allows Brock to save the mask from him getting it, and also for Atreus, and for Sindri to use the dwarven... Oh my god, I thought I avoided damage. To use the dwarven technology against him after it being basically abusing them for ages. What the fuck just happened? Yeah, exactly. So I really like this idea that essentially Atreus is going to go there. He's going to bump into Sindri, who's doing his fucking thing, and he tries to stop Sindri from making a mistake that he shouldn't make, that Brock wouldn't want. But Sindri isn't ready to hear that, so he does it anyway, and they unleash some bullshit that they need to begrudgingly solve together. And hopefully it brings them close again.
Please, no need to do this.
I think that's what Brock would have wanted.
Left side, brother.
We're the ones who freed the light. Why are you fighting us? We helped you last time.
Atreus, focus.
Hey, Alpha. They attacked us. More will
Alright,
follow
well, we made it through.
Truly no other way. Not like they're giving us much of a choice.
So your father said. I'm just naive.
Yeah, and sort of exactly a pretty neat parallel to Kratos and Freya. And then basically at the end of that game, even though he saved, like, their relationship is mended through the process of being there, he has unleashed chaos. And maybe, who knows, like, maybe he finds a giant and then that giant becomes part of their gang and they become like a trio. Sindri could be in a support role, maybe switch in as an extra character occasionally, but for the most part... Oh my god. It's like tiny. Dude, just hit it. But yeah, I just like the idea that, like, they find their way back together begrudgingly and then work together and eventually mend it, but through that process cause chaos in the land. But then, you know, maybe nothing big happens in their game, but it draws the ire of some of the heavy hitters of that universe. And, like, Egypt is not my personal first choice for a game. Although I love it. I think I'm just being a hater. I'm gonna level. I think I'm just being a hater, because it is the expected thing, and I don't want it to be, because I think it would be cool to explore some other stuff that people aren't expecting. But there's only so many, like, Egypt, Japan, and Aztec are the three that they show in that mural in Tyr's temple. So that's what's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those. I feel like. I really hope Aztec, because I think that would be out of left field. And when's the last Aztec mythology game that's ever existed?
Atreus, let me know when I've reached halfway.
But I also think it would be very cool to have Japan, and that would be my order: Aztec, Japan, and then Egypt. But I think it just makes sense now that I literally spitballed that idea of the Book of the Dead. But every religion, every mythology has a resurrection story. Like, they have stories of people trying to bring people back from the dead. So who knows if they could use Japan instead. That would also work. But either way, what's basically got to happen is that they fix their relationship, or at the end of it, maybe Sindri dies. Like, sadly, that would be fucking extra brutal, but maybe Sindri dies because he can't let it go and he gets caught. And as a result, Atreus, like, feels like he's got to defend him and he's got to fight, like, for his memory. Against a cruel god who apparently was wronged in this scenario that I'm writing in my head. But either way, at the end, Kratos could basically, like, oh, my boy's in trouble. Alright, let's go. And, like, only because he would absolutely need to. I do not like the idea of Atreus being killed to drive Kratos to be a god killer again. I think that's, like, the lowest brain chud choice for how his story should progress. I feel like it would just be a shame to throw all of this growth away for the purposes of making him some angry, vengeful dude. Yeah. I doubt they do it. What I can see is, like, I don't know how into the comics you are, but in the comics, on his journeys, he finds his way to Egypt, in between Midgard and here, and in between Greece and Midgard. Yeah, it would be exactly. I hate the idea of them fridging his child, so that he has another reason to kill a whole pantheon of gods. It sounds so fucking stupid. Whoops. Let's go.
Speaking of light elves,
Let me try talking with them again. It's just to let these two do their thing, brother.
got him!
Where is he? Is that really it?
Poor souls.
Oh. Okay.
Here, they came across on light bridges. But now the bridges are gone.
I have an idea to
But
get
yeah,
us across.
so I mean, I think it would be cool, like, in that period, he is basically not as, like, blindingly rageful because he's basically got his revenge, but he's, like, empty and he's fucking frustrated with what's happened and the fact that the chains keep, the blades of chaos keep following him, even when he throws them away. So he stays awake for huge swaths of time because every time he stays awake, they don't follow him, but the moment he falls asleep, when he wakes up, they're back at his side. And so that's part of the reason why he doesn't sleep very much. He doesn't need to sleep all that often, but you see in this, like, they talk about it briefly, they sort of, like, low-key mention now he doesn't sleep very much, partially because he doesn't need to, but it's also partially because the blades appear next to him when he does.
The Light Elf success came at a terrible price. Alfheim's once lively desert withered into a storm-ridden wasteland soon after the creation of this temple.
More light elves ahead.
Oh there, friends. Salutations. We mean you no harm.
Here, get back.
Father, watch the oar!
Fuck. Nice.
Behind you!
Okay. Is that it?
At least I tried.
Nice.
I get it now.
Quick and easy.
Why they keep fighting? Dark elves want the souls in the light
Yeah.
left alone.
God of Grief 2, Sindri Strikes Back. God of Grief, Return of Brock. Yeah, so, like, I like the idea that, like,
Rarely is it so.
I think that
And not our place to say. This is
it doesn't necessarily surprise me, like, I don't want him to do it, but it would be, oh, dude, you know, it was very funny, and I'm gonna say this, one of the things that I had immediately thought of with my friend having just finished The Last of Us 2 is how funny would it be if, the beginning of the next game is, Sindri shows up with a fucking crowbar and beats Kratos to death with, like, a magical dwarven crowbar, because he's unready to accept, the death. And then Loki goes on a fucking death spiral trying to kill him. It would be so funny. Like, I know it would piss so many people off, and I think rightfully so. It would piss a lot of people off, but I also think it's one of the funniest things I have personally ever thought of for a video game. And I would wholeheartedly appreciate it existing in the world. But yeah, I know it would just absolutely incense large swaths of people. But I think actually, unfortunately, there would be a pretty hefty piece of audience who are pretty stoked with the idea that even though Kratos is dead, Atreus is finally going to go on a murderous rampage so they can kill a bunch of gods again. I don't think that's how he would react necessarily. Yeah, I don't feel like he would do that necessarily.
I'll meet you on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Every 2 years they cycle like their own personal Ragnarok.
This mystic doesn't see it. We can continue up this way. Here they come. Do what you must.
fuck out of my face, Tyr, you fucking dickhead. It was such a genuine reaction. He like got in my way and I was just like impulsively like, get the fuck out of my face, bro. I don't even want to fucking hear from you. It was visceral too. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, Tyr. Tyr. One of my favorite, by favorite I mean my least favorite interactions with him in the game, is in this part when in that last section. If you go down to fight the, if you go to find the chest, he's like, Kratos, it's over here, and we're like, we know. And then it's like him and Atreus at the same time respond like, shut the fuck up, man. We like to fucking find loot. Shit, turn around. Nice. Any interaction that I can cruise through like that, I consider a solid win.
Another light door.
Again, this Zeus armor, it does just mean like, it feels like easy, but it is not. And bosses have been improved quite a bit in this difficulty. There is like, or in the New Game Plus, they all have different additional things to them.
He made his choice. The wrong one. But I'll find cause. But not necessarily.
That looks
him.
right.
Aha! The shield moved.
Tyr, the last time we were here, you killed the dark.
Damn. You know, I was able to hit it from this angle. There it is. I saw it.
I'd wondered what became of it.
We had to defend ourselves. But when he died, he told us we had to go on stop.
I see. Do you still hear something wounded out there, Atreus?
Pretty skybox.
It could just be the storm.
Perhaps we can investigate once we've uncovered a mysterious seer's hidden prophecy.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing too hot health-wise.
There, the central chamber will bring us to the top.
And like one of the nice touches, right, that we can talk about because we're okay with spoiling stuff, is like the closer we get to Groa's thing, the more impatient Tyr gets. So right here, we're like, he's like, why don't you let me speed this up? And that's like part of the reason why he's constantly trying to get us to stop looking for loot, is because he wants to just get the fuck where they're going.
At your service.
Which makes me want to take more time, but sadly I am speed running this.
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I could hear Mother inside last time, but I can't anymore.
Her soul is one with the light now.
Fuck you,
United
Tyr.
by forces older than Odin himself.
Fuck you.
She is at peace, Atreus.
I hope so.
All my
Father went
homies hate
inside the
Tyr.
light. He
You
said
went inside the light of Alfheim?
Yes.
And yet here you stand, of sound mind and decidedly not incinerated. You must tell me, Kratos, what did you see?
That memory is for me alone. But I felt only moments pass.
Didn't feel like moments to me.
I was trapped. Atreus overcame great
what I
odds to
think.
save me.
Dude, he's looking a little bit janked out right now.
Well then, Groa's triptych awaits.
So, did you ever meet Groa?
Alright, skip.
Many times.
Let's go. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably upload these in chunks as I finish it, because there's no way I can finish the whole thing in one sitting, obviously. But I'll upload them in chunks, and then when I'm done, I'll probably upload an entire version of the run.
I thought all the Dark Elves were. Dear.
Yes.
We help alongside.
Are you certain that's the right question?
What's the right question?
So I think
Exactly. What do
I
you
think I'll probably,
Trace?
depending on
Is
how
there a
quickly
right
I can
side
get
in
through
this
this next chunk, then I
Giants
will
always did enjoy hiding their
oh
secrets
shit.
in plain
No,
sight.
don't do it.
Wait until you see this.
Oh, I can buy the thing after we're done. I have to buy a resurrection stone before we go. I don't want to get stuck.
Ah, yes. Here we have Groa's search for her missing husband. She was relentless in her attempt to find him. Meditated for weeks on end. Unfortunately, she found something else. A vision of Ragnarok.
Word of Groa's vision reached Odin. He sought her out, demanded a private retelling.
Didn't like what he heard, apparently.
Ironwood? That's the...
So one thing I like pointing out
I don't know what
is that this is the best cutscene on replay, where
So it's in
it
Jotunheim?
basically shows us, not Tyr, with Draupnir already prophesized.
Paradise. It's not real.
Presumably, Groa requested her
It's easy to
ashes
like
return
assume that
to
like,
Odin.
oh, it could have been anyone, but it is like
Soul
explicitly
found
us. You can
alive.
see.
Difficult
So
to
like
imagine Odin respecting
this.
his wishes.
Look, 1, 2,
Champion?
I think it's supposed to be...
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Aye. Best not to read into these abstractions so literally. Prophecies are slippery by nature.
And then here we go,
Some are more
us
obvious
leading
than
all
others.
the armies against Asgard,
End of everything.
So this is it.
fighting Thor.
There's nothing we can do to stop it.
There's
must be a way.
Jormungandr.
Why else is this hidden?
Look, Tyr. This is what we saw. It's you.
Look, he's got a little
Fighting
beard.
Ragnarok.
No,
There's the horn. There's the spear.
I can't.
He thinks it's him.
What's this then?
What's up, Shadow? Yeah, I was just breaking down how this vision is extra awesome on repeat. Because it's just, obviously it's Kratos. Like, it's him. We kind of like assume it's Tyr. Like, my assumption was that it is Kratos, or that it was Tyr, but that it was really just any god of war, and that the realms didn't count on Kratos. But it turns out that Groa did ultimately come to recognize that Kratos was the one. I don't think it was ever Tyr. But I think on first playthrough, it's very easy to see how this is Tyr. And even if they had said that it was Tyr, like, even if, say, even if Odin wasn't Tyr, I like this idea that, like, replaying this game, I'm going to pretend for a large chunk that it is actually Tyr. This is actually Tyr. Alright, and then the only thing that happens different is that at the very end, Odin captures Tyr and replaces him. Alright, that's the only change I'm going to make in my head with this playthrough. And if you write this as just like, this is Tyr, I still think it works. Like, he's like, nah, fuck this. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. That's not me. But I like this idea that, like, if it was him, it could have been any god of war. It just happens to be that he is the god of war. But then on rewatch, it's just obviously it was always Kratos. He has the Draupnir. It's got him wearing a pauldron. We can't really tell in this because he's got his arm up, but it's got him wearing one of the pauldrons, which is technically what we see him in the end. Oh, I never realized that's where he found that marble.
We can't stop Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly. I think it does work as if it were tier, like I think that would still work.
I'll take him. Have we more to talk about?
Okay, let's do it.
Perhaps we should focus on our egress first.
Agreed.
Whoa! Is that a bomb?
I've been playing this section almost the entire speed run with the axe, even though it's like not my favorite, but just frankly because at this point in the game it encourages you to use those bounce back things, but I forgot that I'm so strong right now that I don't really need to do that if I don't want to. What the fuck?
Above you, father!
Close. Oh yeah, this is like worlds different. I fucking hate. I think I'm gonna let these guys kill me really quick. No, I can't do it. I'll probably end up dying against the boss, unless I can clutch it in one go. We'll see. Can't believe I said that. I should be embarrassed. I said, oh, maybe I'll just let him kill me. No. What are you doing, Deej?
These things smell awful.
We need to keep moving.
Really worked up. Think he's okay?
Focus, Atreus.
This way.
I said, oh, maybe I'll just like let him kill me. That's like shameful. I think Kratos would be really disappointed in me. So I'm gonna go ahead and fight to the last breath. All right, I get a decent chunk of health with which to start this fight. Shit. So close. I am not going to use my resurrection stone, but we'll start again. That was not a bad start to that fight, though. I'll tell you what. I guess I did technically let her kill me, but it wasn't intentional. Huh. Amazing. Now that was a perfect fight.
Tyr, are you okay?
No.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here, Tyr.
It is over.
It is far from over.
Yeah, that one was much better. I timed everything better.
It's gotta gonna be okay, dear.
I like not using the Berserker set because I suck at using that period effectively. I always take a hit during it. Whereas like the Zeus set, I can just like either I do it perfectly or I don't, and I don't have to overthink it.
I will not lead you to war. I won't. I'm not that god anymore. I don't want to fight. But with you three, there is no avoiding it. Your path leads to countless deaths, unimaginable pain and suffering.
Oh no! No!
Atreus!
Hold on! Over here! You're chased!
Look, I just want to do the right thing.
I do, actually. You can check out my second channel, Shadow. That's for the birds, too. But I do have to start uploading the non-edited ones. I only usually upload the ones that I do, like, music and other editing to. But you're right. I should just upload some of the ones that are just clean, no-damage fights and not worry about it. The whole reason I made that second channel was to not have to be so perfectionist, and to also I could be creative about stuff that isn't like long form, so that my channel doesn't just like disappear.
I'm so sick of fighting out. Can't they just leave us alone?
Nice. Come on, Tyr. Come on, Tyr. Fucking dickhead.
Through here!
I have a lot of anger for that man. I didn't realize just how much it bothered me until I'm out here like, oh, dude. That's okay. At least with the PlayStation 5, it's pretty quick. Yeah, exactly. Aren't you in a hurry, Tyr? Taking quite a while for someone who wants to get the hell out of here. And that's the thing, is like, it really is like, yeah, exactly. I want to say I just started it, but I've been taking a little bit slowly. If this hadn't come out when it did, I'd probably be playing Sekiro. Unfortunately, every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Get out of here. Oh, hi, Tyr. You know, for someone who is so gung-ho, maybe you want to start helping out.
Let's keep moving!
No, he is not a top tier ally. He, man, I just remember my first playthrough being, like, so annoyed with him, dude. And I love that, like, I'm still annoyed with him just for completely different reasons, right? But yeah, I just remember being, like, fuck this guy. He is so... At least you could make yourself fucking useful. There we go. That's the end of it. Like, dude, like, yeah, I remember just being, like, so annoyed with him. Like, I'm, like, vividly remembering when he stepped out of the house after we were stopping the Garm attack on the, on Sindri's house. And, like, exactly. But, like, when he was, like, when he steps out and he's finally holding his spear, I was like, oh, this motherfucker steps out now. When the fight is over, with his fucking shield and spear, I swear to God, bro, you better be the first out the door next time. And then the next time we see him, it's him complaining about the fact that we're gonna kill Heimdall, and that we're assholes for it. No, don't go that way.
Look, I know we can't trust Prophet, but I'm not sure we should just ignore what we saw either.
We are not ignoring it. We will discuss it back home. For now.
Yeah, exactly. I like that idea that they're just like, you know, we tried to make him like really unlikable, but then we realized like how much better would it be if he was a bad guy, because then that unlikability would be justified.
Well, I hope Tyr's had enough time to find his equilibrium or whatever.
Indeed. I saw flashes of the old god of war in him, but they were fleeting.
There is nothing wrong with opposing war, nor opposing prophecy.
I suppose that's fair. Never can be quite sure what the giants meant by any of it.
Am I the only one that remembers they predicted our entire journey to Jotunheim? The giants saw Tyr leading armies at Ragnarok, and I believe them.
The question is how you'll ever make Tyr believe it.
Did you know you can do that, Dan? That if you're doing the raging combo, if you dodge out of it before the last hit, it'll do the combo finisher of whatever you want. So if I jump out here, it'll automatically go into that one. True. Yeah, you could. You wouldn't need to draw too much out of me. Just that one combo of him getting like boom, 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 getting grabbed and then punched. Yeah, exactly. So
Simply throw your axe and strike the chimes, and I will attend to your needs. Would you care to take a practice throw?
it'll do it on, and it doesn't do it on any like the axe. The only quick way to do the axe, like obviously, that does make it the fastest way of doing. I don't think it is though, because you still have to make it like halfway through. You have to time it right to the right part of the combo. Boom. But like the spear is probably the quickest way to get to the final attack. Although my favorite opener is the Rising Frost attack.
Sure. We can eat whenever you like, Kratos. The stew will only improve with time.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna skip here. I think it wakes us up in we're gonna stop in Ironwood, which is I think it's really funny to see all the hatred for this. It's not my favorite part of the game, but it's also not my least favorite part of the game, if I'm being honest. The Mines of Moria fucking bother me way worse than this section, I can tell you that much. So I'm gonna stop it once we get to Ironwood.
Felt so bad about killing so many elves.
And that should leave me at like right at 3 hours, which is kind of an insane run to get this far in the game.
I mean, just knowing what gods makes me
Especially on Give Me God of War. This is kind of crazy.
Where am I?
It's all you ever talk about, over and over. Do something about it or shut up already.
Little peoples, little
We're
problem.
sick of hearing about
I like that the developers took a second to be like, listen, guys, we understand that Atreus was a shithead last game. Even Atreus understands he was a shithead last game. But I just, like, really, like, I almost get weirded out by people who are like, man, fuck that kid. I wanted to beat him with Kratos. I'm like, you're weird, dude. You're weird.
Whatever.
That's weird.
Hey, don't run off!
Like, he was annoying, but he was also basically told he was a god and given the absolute worst advice about it. Like, and then he's got a dad who doesn't tell him shit, doesn't open himself up. And he's, like, basically a stranger to him. And he's grieving losing his mom.
I gotta get out of here.
Like, I don't know, man. Those are the same type of people that make me uncomfortable when they say, I don't know, Sindri's kind of sucks. Fuck Sindri. And I'm like, you're weird. That's weird. I get major red flag vibes from it.
Follow you?
Okay, let's get to Angerboda, and then I'm gonna stop it.
Okay. Guess I'll see you around the other side. Where am I? Can you understand me? Oh. Hi there. So, where are we going? Got it.
But, like, those are also the same type of people that were like, I really hoped... I think The Last of Us... These are, quote-unquote, the same people that would say, I think The Last of Us 2 sucks because Ellie didn't beat Abby to death with her bare hands in the end.
Suppose I must have. I'm here.
Yeah, that is literally my only complaint, is that we have to ride Yala. That's my only complaint. Like, I don't mind any of it. And with a skip cutscene, this place becomes, like, an hour shorter almost. It's major story heavy, but that story stuff is important. Like, it's really great to set up his own game. Like, they perfectly set up the idea that he could be his own character. It's nowhere near as bad as people say it is. And it's also one of the coolest environments I've played in a long time.
The air here,
But yeah, it's just, I hate riding on slow horses. I hate it. I hate it in my bones. It's like one of my least favorite video game things. I hate it. So the idea that I would then be forced to ride on this slow yak is frustrating. That's the only thing I hate about it. Otherwise, I love everything about this section. I love how it looks. I love playing as Atreus. At this point in the game, you just start to get, and now it doesn't matter because I'm in New Game Plus, but in this point in the game, the times I've played it through, you just got all your, like, time-based powers. So if you've saved carefully, you can immediately unlock all of the realm shift powers for Atreus, which makes this play as fun. Now, I don't know if you have played Horizon Forbidden West, but Horizon Forbidden West is 100% what I wish they would have made Atreus's combat, the melee combat, which is crossed with the archery, where, like, certain combos you'll do, like, tap tap, and then you'll do a heavy and it'll do a specific combo, but if you hold heavy it'll jump off and then you can do a slow down shot in the air. And then there's some where, like, you get a boost basically in aiming and speed if you chain attack and ranged attack. And I think that stuff would have been perfect in a game like this. There's really no benefit to not just playing far away. Some of the moves are really, I really enjoy his melee, but ultimately you don't get any benefit from synergizing the two other than applying stun to them. But, like, it would have been really, like, I think it's, and I don't want to say missed opportunity because this is a secondary character. The first Horizon is alright. The second one has not as good of a story, but is incredible in its, like, visual design and the gameplay itself. It's really fun. If you have the chance to play Horizon Forbidden West, you should play it just to try out the melee archery combo, like, combat. Because I think you'll play that and you'll be like, oh, this is what Atreus should play like. I like the feel of this more because he's like spry, he's quicker, you know? Which I prefer. Like, I like that he's like really quick. So like little stuff like that, there is no benefit to me going tap, boom, like there's no benefit to it.
I don't think I've ever seen someone fight a Draugr that.
Oh yeah, he could absolutely carry his own game. Like the way I look at it is, I don't know why he didn't get to use his dagger. We see him kill a Draugr in a cutscene using his dagger, so we know that it kills them. So I wish that he would have had some like kills using his dagger. But it would be cool if he got, like, a staff, like Loki carries, but with his dagger tied at the end, maybe, or something. I saw really cool concept art. It's obviously, you've seen it too. It's been shared to death. But one of the ones I really like is this one of the adult version of him where he has the green Kratos tattoo. And I don't necessarily want that design, but what I did like about... is that they have a weapon for him that is basically the Blades of Chaos, but put at the end of a staff into like a double-bladed staff, which is really fucking cool. Like those Jackal enemies had in God of War 3, you know? But anyway, I think it would be... It would have been better. It would be better for a future game to give him some sort of melee combat. You know, he had a sword. I really wish they would have let him keep Ingrid, but I get it.
Totally.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I met another living giant. Maybe one who holds my destiny.
What?
Sorry. I'm just really excited to talk to you.
Okay.
Jumper!
Yeah, I thought that was what it was going to be, is I thought he would use her as a melee weapon. When she became, like, a help, I was like, well, that's cool, but I would have really liked for him to use a sword. Another tale that I have pitched, partially seen online, but I made my own kind of tweaks to what I would like out of it, was I think it would be really cool if he goes to England and gets Excalibur, and he also very closely could resemble the myth of Cuchulainn, which is an Irish demigod warrior trained by Scatheth and Aoife, these like Irish warrior ladies. But he's a really interesting character, super badass, but it would be interesting if he like filled that role almost. And maybe he gets Excalibur, stuff like that. I don't think that'll happen. That feels like very out there. Hell yeah, let's go.
Champion, even.
Thanks. You too.
Oh, Shadow, you weren't here when I pitched my Atreus spin-off game idea. D was, and I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely kind of a great idea. It's not one that I've seen, but it's definitely one that I wouldn't mind making like a small video about, which is essentially the idea that like, okay, the stuff that is expected, all right? The next game is Atreus. It's a spin-off game. Atreus goes to the real Tyr and like, Tyr, you owe us because you didn't do shit during Ragnarok. you have to help me get to these other lands, Egypt specifically, because I heard that there's this, I heard there's giants that went over there, and I want to find them. And so he helps him get there, and while he's there, he ends up running into Sindri. And Sindri is there looking for details and scrolls about the Book of the Dead, a book which could bring even those whose light has not gone into the light of Alfheim to be brought back from the dead. And Atreus is trying to then stop him. He's like, dude, no, you can't do this. It's going to ruin your life. You could cause trouble, but also this isn't what Brock would want, you know, stuff like that. And he doesn't listen, and he ends up doing it anyway. But in that process, he unleashes hell, basically, because, oh, spoiler, it wasn't the Book of the Dead they needed. It was the Book of Life, and he was basically tricked by an evil god into bringing everyone back to, bringing a whole, like, wave of death to the world because he fucked around and found out. And Atreus helps stop him and save the day, but in that process, they basically kick off a shitstorm that forces Kratos to come help him because angry gods want to kill Atreus and Sindri. So, thoughts? I haven't seen this as a theory. I don't really fuck with most of the theory channels for God of War. I'm gonna level. And I shan't be starting one myself. But I do like opining about this kind of stuff, thinking about it. Where is this fucker? Where'd he go? So anyway, that's my pitch for a solo spin-off game for Atreus that could also lead into a new game with Kratos in it and them as co-protagonists.
Here.
I think it's silly that people are like, oh, dude, I would never play a game without Kratos in it. I'm like, you're going to say, like, okay, so you're going to just, having played this game by this developer, knowing how good these games are, how much they were able to do with these games, you would then say, I actually don't trust them in any capacity and will not be partaking in the experiences they create moving forward. That is buck wild to me. Big time, I'm burning my Bud Light energy after I've already bought it. All right, I am officially stopping here. I'm not gonna go fuck around on Yala for the next several hours.
Loki, I need your help with this.
Not even several hours. It'd probably only take like 30 minutes. But that's a perfect stopping point. I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Be safe. Appreciate you both being here, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm probably going to stream later this week so I can keep this run going. Thanks. Adios.